Non-Sovereign Countries of the Caribbean, Part 2. Hey Vagabonds, welcome back to the channel where you are guaranteed premium content about the Caribbean. Following on from our last video, we continue to briefly explore the non-independent countries of the Caribbean. If you have not checked out Part 1 of this video, click the link in the description to do so now. While you're at it, hit that subscribe button. Alright, first up on the list is the country that is home to the largest shopping center in the Caribbean, Puerto Rico. Puerto Rico is an unincorporated territory of the United States located in the Greater Antilles east of the Dominican Republic. The island has been a territory of the United States since 1898 in the aftermath of the Spanish-American War. While Puerto Rico's nearly 3.2 million residents are considered citizens of the United States and can travel to mainland U.S. as they please, as an unincorporated territory, they are not allowed to vote in U.S. presidential elections. Puerto Ricans almost had an opportunity to change this current arrangement. The Puerto Status Act was passed in the House of Representatives in December 2022 that would have offered Puerto Ricans the option to vote on three options for their future. 1. Become a full U.S. state, 2. An independent nation, or 3. Sovereignty in free association with the United States. However, the bill lapsed in the Senate as it did not have enough time to be considered before the end of the term. Fun fact, Puerto Rico's population is greater than the population of 20 U.S. states. Politics aside, Puerto Rico, like any other Caribbean paradise, is home to stunning beaches and lush rainforests. Puerto Rico has one of the world's largest cave networks, Rio Kume Cave. It contains 200 caves that stretch over 250 miles. Even more interesting, did you know that Puerto Rico is considered to be the birthplace of the world-famous piña colada? That's right. According to Discover Puerto Rico, this sweet mix of coconut cream, pineapple juice, white rum, and ice was born in the island's capital city. However, the identity of its creator is still an unresolved controversy on the island. 3 different bartenders claim the invention is their own. So we have to ask, will the real inventor of the piña colada please stand up? I repeat, will the real inventor of the piña colada please stand up? If you are a fan of rapper Eminem, you may recognize what I just did there. Next up on our list is St. Bartholomew, also known as St. Barts. This French Caribbean overseas island, which was briefly owned by Sweden, is a mere 11 miles long and a popular destination for high-end luxury tourists. Many famous celebrities and billionaires such as Jeff Bezos, Leonardo DiCaprio, Mike Tyson, and the Kardashians have been spotted on this exclusive Caribbean island, enjoying its white sandy beaches and clear waters. Among all Caribbean islands, St. Barts ranks as one of the most expensive ones, overflowing with designer boutiques, high-class restaurants, and luxury yachts. With a population of approximately 9,900, it has one of the smallest populations among Caribbean islands. Before we turn to the next island, which is part Dutch and part French, subscribe to the channel and hit that notification bell so that you don't miss any future videos. Now we turn our attention to the island of St. Martin. This one's going to be interesting. This island, located to the east of Puerto Rico, is actually divided between the French Republic and the Kingdom of Netherlands. The northern part of the island, which accounts for approximately 60% of the island, is an overseas collectivity of France, known officially as the Collectivity of St. Martin, while the southern part, also called St. Martin, is a constituent country of the Kingdom of Netherlands. As a constituent country, it means that St. Martin is largely autonomous in the handling of its internal affairs, with the Netherlands responsible for foreign policy and defense. What makes this interesting is that both countries that share the island of St. Martin are pronounced St. Martin, but spelt differently due to different languages. So to recap, the Caribbean island of St. Martin is shared by 2 saintly Martins called St. Martin and St. Martin. And while I'm at it, let's not mix up the Caribbean island of St. Martin with St. Martin's Island in Bangladesh. Have I confused you yet? Great, I have achieved my purpose. Just kidding. Let's quickly compare the 2 countries. The French side has a population of approximately 32,000, while the Dutch part has a slightly higher population of 41,000. The French side uses the euro, while the Dutch side uses the Netherlands Antillean guilder. The obvious, French is the official language on the French side, while Dutch is the official language on the Dutch side. However, English is commonplace on both sides and is widely understood by most locals. The French side is quieter and more laid back, while the Dutch side is more commercially developed, culturally diverse, and known for its nightlife. Both sides win for their amazing beaches, though many visitors have claimed that the Dutch side has a more authentic Caribbean vibe. Both sides of the island largely depend on tourism, though the Dutch side receives a bigger share of the tourism pie as the main airport, casinos, and facilities for larger cruise ships are located on the Dutch side. Fun fact, the island of St. Martin is home to one of the largest inland lagoons in the Caribbean, called Simpson Bay Lagoon. Regardless of whether you choose to visit the French or Dutch side, you will be required to fly into the Princess Juliana International Airport, as it is the only airport that serves the entire island of St. Martin. This airport is one of the most famous plane spotting sites in the world. The best place to see planes taking off is Maho Beach, which is located at the end of the runway. There are many cool pictures and videos of planes appearing to land dangerously close to beachgoers at Maho Beach. If you plan to put this activity on your bucket list, be mindful of the signage and take caution. Unfortunately, in 2017, a New Zealand tourist died from head injuries after being propelled backwards from jet engine blast. Earlier, I mentioned that St. Bartholomew was one of the smallest populations in the Caribbean. What if I told you that there are other dependent territories in the Caribbean with a population less than half of St. Bartholomew's, approximately 10,000 people? Don't believe me? Let me introduce you to the islands of Sint Eustatius and Saba. Both islands are special municipalities of the Kingdom of Netherlands. First up, Sint Eustatius, also commonly called Stacha, is located in the northern part of the Lesser Antilles, southeast of the Virgin Islands. This tiny island, with an area spanning 21 kilometers, has a population of approximately 3,100. Not only does it have one of the smallest population sizes in the Caribbean, but it is also one of the smallest Caribbean islands by area. I guess it will be quite hard to hide from your enemies on this island. It has a reputation of being a laid-back and quiet island with an unparalleled old town charm. Although a Dutch island, English is widely spoken on the island, and the US dollar is the island's official currency. Many historians have noted that during the 18th century, this island was key to the Dutch as it was a center of great wealth from trading. The prosperity of the island made it well sought after, and records estimate that Sint Eustatius changed flags 22 times, swapped primarily among the English, French, and Dutch. The island, once known as the Golden Rock for its immense wealth, is lined with hundreds of warehouses and other ruins that are silent reminders of its prosperity and historic events, such as its role in the American War of Independence. Today, the island's economy is primarily based on government, oil transshipment, ecotourism, commerce, and harbor activities. Fun fact, the island is home to more than 35 globally endangered or vulnerable species including trees, snakes, sea turtles, birds, whales, and fish. Alright, let's turn our attention to Saba, which is a volcanic island that is even smaller in size and population than its neighbor to the northwest, Sint Eustatius. It is the smallest territory by permanent population in the Americas, as well as the smallest special municipality in the Netherlands. With an area of approximately 13 square kilometers and a population of 1,900, its small area and low population has hindered the economy's expansion. While small, get this, Saba's Mount Scenery volcano, which measures 887 meters, is the highest peak in the Kingdom of Netherlands. Marketed as the unspoiled Queen of the Caribbean for its natural beauty and tranquility, tourism is a major revenue earner, with the island recording approximately 9,000 tourists in 2019. Visitors arriving and departing by air are in for a thrill, as Saba holds the record for the most shortest commercial runway at 400 meters. Turks and Caicos Islands. Like the Bahamas, this British overseas territory is located in the Atlantic Ocean, with the Caribbean Sea being a long way away. Despite this, Turks and Caicos is very much Caribbean, with its culture, legal system, and history similar to the English-speaking Caribbean. The island is also an associate member of the Caribbean community, commonly called CARICOM. Although the Turks and Caicos Islands are one of the smallest countries in the Caribbean, it has approximately 400 kilometers of coastline and 40 islands. With a population of approximately 45,000, its economy is largely driven by tourism, offshore banking, and fishing. In 2019, the island welcomed nearly 1.6 million visitors, the majority being cruise ship passengers. Did you know there are no rivers or lakes in Turks and Caicos, as such rainfall or pricey desalinated water are the only sources of fresh water there? In some fascinating news, in 1989, Turks and Caicos declared a dolphin called Jojo a national treasure. This Atlantic bottlenose dolphin has visited the pristine waters of the Turks and Caicos Islands for over 30 years and is one of a rare handful of dolphins around the world who voluntarily interacts with snorkelers, swimmers, and boats in the wild. If you are planning to visit Turks and Caicos, look out for Jojo, who is a symbol of marine conservation in the Turks and Caicos. Well, that's it for part 2 of this video. We hope you enjoyed it. Tell us in the comments before watching this video, which one of these countries did you not hear of before? Until next time, Vagabonds! Oh, don't forget to share this video with someone who may appreciate this content.